Throwaway because my wife knows my main. I'm 35M, she's 33F, Lena. Together 9 years, married 7. No kids. Everyone on our street calls her, so gracious, the kind of neighbor who hands out extra muffins and lawn compliments. Neighbors called her gracious, I called her wife. The first weirdness was small and stupid, smiles that showed up late, like trains from a ghost station. Then the practical stuff, grocery receipts tucked inside cookbooks we never open, perfume drifting down the hallway at noon on days she worked from home, her phone living face down like it suddenly had stage fright. She started charity meetings twice a week. The calendar invites were vague, the locations always TBD. When I asked which charity again, we'd done a fundraiser last year, I thought that's what she meant. She snapped, do you need me to CC you on my entire life, or can you just let me be useful for once? Bitchy became her baseline. If I was quiet, God, you're sulking again. If I asked a normal question, you're being weird. If I noticed anything concrete, like a charge from Riverfront Suites for a day rate I got, they hosted the board, and I had to rent a space because the library was noisy. Do you have a hobby besides suspicion? She laughed when she said it, but it wasn't a joke. More sudden blips, she started carrying a second tote with meeting stuff she never let me touch. She forgot her location sharing was off because of a battery glitch. She came home with lilacs and said the florist had overcharged out of pity, then asked me to light the fireplace, for ambience, in July, in a heatwave. When I raised an eyebrow she rolled hers, sorry I like romance. I tried to be a rational adult. I told myself we were in a slump and she was defensive. I asked to schedule a weekend away, she said, not now, too busy. I brought up counseling, she scoffed, you want to pay someone to tell you to stop being paranoid? Venmo me instead. The gaslighting got intricate. She'd move conversations mid-sentence, shift blame like a pro. One night I mentioned her new perfume, peppery, expensive, and she goes, it's yours. You bought it for me last Christmas. I didn't. When I said so, she exhaled like the world was exhausting and said, wow, you can't even remember gifts now. You need magnesium or something. The moment that glued the cracks together, I found a River Hotel receipt folded into the bread chapter of a baking book. Day rate. Room 403. 2 glasses listed for in-room service. I don't drink at noon and she doesn't drink alone. She was at a planning session that day, allegedly. When I asked how the meeting went, she blinked once and said, snooze fest. Are we done with the interrogations? I told myself, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a benign explanation and I'm inventing shadows. But my stomach had that dropping elevator feeling you get right before bad news lands. So I did something I've never done in our marriage, I planned to follow her. Not the dramatic movie type, no trench coat. Just a quiet Tuesday, careful as fog. She kissed my cheek on her way out, sugary sweet, like she was blowing powdered sugar in my face, then grabbed the tote she never lets me touch and said she'd be home late, don't wait up. I watched taillights pull away and I thought, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize so hard my throat will ache. If I'm right, I need proof I can't be talked out of. I tailed her Tuesday. No trench coat, just crappy sunglasses and a stomach that felt like it had swallowed a washing machine. She took the freeway, then the river exit, then, of course, Riverfront Suites. Same place as the board meeting receipt I found in the bread chapter. In the parking lot she did a quick costume change, sensible flats to heels, hair down, lip gloss. She grabbed the tote she never lets me touch and glided in like she had a key to the city. I waited a minute, then followed. The receipt had said room 403. 4th floor, end of hall, heavy curtains that pulsed like breathing when the HVAC kicked on. 2 things happened fast. 1, room service rolled past me with an ice bucket and 2 champagne flutes. The server stopped at 403. Your order, knock knock. The door opened a sliver. A wrist with Lena's exact thin gold bracelets scooped the tray. I got a photo of the cart ticket and the room number before the door clicked. 2, I texted, "How's the charity meeting?" She replied in under 10 seconds, "Boring. Church basement acoustics are murder." I am standing under an embossed wallpaper that screams corporate hotel, but okay. I asked for a quick selfie, so I can see you smile through the boredom. She sent one, no timestamp, different outfit, and snow visible outside a window, in July. "Old pic," she added. "Stop being clingy." Sudden event, a fire alarm chirped once, someone burned popcorn in the staff lounge, later learned, and the doors up and down the hall cracked open like blinking eyes. 403 cracked too. I turned like I was checking the exit map. In the sliver I saw a man's blazer thrown over a chair back, navy, expensive, with pale stitching on the inside pocket, A.K. monogrammed like he's the main character. A male voice said, "Len, close it." Her voice, bright, practiced, laughed, "Relax, it's nothing." I took the stairs down and looped the lobby. At the desk, I asked for a day-rate conference room, for our nonprofit. The clerk apologized, "We're full. Our only day rate is attached to room 403, already in use." I thanked her and photographed the lobby clock, for the timestamp, the hotel logo, even my own reflection. Evidence I couldn't be gaslit out of. Back in my car, I watched the side entrance. At 2:41 p.m., Lena slipped out with the tote and a bouquet of lilacs. Where she got them, I don't know, the hotel florist maybe? She paused, checked her phone, probably to send me another, running long, text, and drove off. I tailed her to our street, where Mrs. Next Door waved and told her, "So gracious of you to volunteer, dear." Lena's laugh could have sliced fruit. At home she breezed in, dropped the lilacs into a vase, kissed my cheek like I was furniture, and said the florist, overcharged out of pity, whatever that means. When I asked how the charity meeting went, she didn't blink, snooze fest. "We're piloting a mentorship thing." Then she squinted at me. "You look weird. Are you sick? Drink water." Sudden event, part 2, light the fireplace, she said. For ambience. It was 90 degrees. I stared. She stared harder. "Sorry, I like romance," she snapped, and walked off. I lit it because I wanted to see what would happen if I stopped trying to make sense of things and just watched. In the flames, something flashed. A silver locket, winking from the mantel, new. I opened it. My portrait on one side. On the other, not her photo, just script, A.K. My phone buzzed, running to the store. "Don't wait up." She was standing in our kitchen when she sent that. I took a picture of her, the locket, the time. I finally had proof I couldn't unknow. And I felt the floor tilt under me, like an elevator that forgot what "stop" means. I waited until the house stopped sounding like her, heels, cupboards, the small tyrant size. Fireplace still hissing even though it was July. I set my phone to record, face up on the coffee table like a coaster. She came back from her store run with nothing. No bags, just attitude. "Why is the fire dying? Do I have to do everything?" "I have a question," I said. I held up the locket. "Who's A.K.?" She didn't miss a beat. "Altruism Kiev. The charity. You know, the thing I do while you practice paranoia. I roll weaponized. It's a donor perk. They laser initials on the clasp. You would know if you ever showed up." I opened it so the flame caught the etching. Inside the locket, Lena. Not the clasp. She glanced, then snorted. "Oh my God, you need glasses. That's decorative script. It's art." She plucked it from my hand like I'd smudged it and snapped it shut. "Why are you snooping through my things, by the way? Is this a kink?" I slid a printout across the table, lobby clock, hotel logo, photo of the room service ticket for 403. Charity meeting in a church basement, right? She skimmed them, bored. We moved to the hotel last minute because the church had a pipe burst. I told you that. She hadn't. We used a suite because the conference room was taken. Can you not spiral over furniture layouts? I scrolled to our text thread. Her selfie with snow and a scarf. In July. She tilted her head, sitcom patient. It's called a throwback. Social media. Time. Do you know concepts? Then why did you send it as proof of where you were? Because you're clingy. She smiled, thin and bright. Do you want a gold star for catching me recycling content? Sudden event number 1, the doorbell. Mrs. Next door with a Tupperware, chirping, Lena, those muffins, sainted hands. Lena, voice instantly honeyed, you're too kind. She turned to me with a murderized whisper, smile. I smiled. The Tupperware exchanged, the neighbor retreated, the door clicked. Honey evaporated. Back to your fantasy, Lena said. What else? The bracelets at 403, I said. I saw your wrist take the tray. She laughed. Women own bracelets. Alert the media. The monogram on the blazer. A.K. And the locket. And the florist who overcharged out of pity. And the day rate receipt stuffed in a bread recipe. She set her tote on the chair and crossed her arms. Here's what's actually happening, you're bored. You've built a detective novel in your head because God forbid you journal like a normal person. You followed me, creepy, and now you want me to perform guilt so you can feel like the hero. So there is a man, I said. There are many men. Some of them drive Ubers, some carry boxes, some sign checks. She let it hang, then smirked. If you mean the board chair, Andrew K. A.K., he's married with 3 kids and a mortgage bigger than this house. Grow up. Then answer your phone, I said, because it had started buzzing. Sudden event number 2, her screen lit up on the table before she could flip it. A.K. bored. The preview flashed, home safe. Room service was perfect. Next Tuesday. She snatched it like a magician palming a coin. Boundaries, she hissed. You do not read my messages. You left it face up, I said. My voice sounded far away. Tuesday is a church basement again. She jabbed a finger at me. You are controlling. This is borderline abusive. If you'd stop breathing down my neck, maybe I wouldn't need a minute away. The pivot was Olympic. I'm booking us therapy. You can cry to a stranger for an hour while I get errands done. Like riverfront suites. Like living my life. She kicked the tote deeper into the chair. The side pocket gaped. Sudden event number 3, the tote tipped. A hotel keycard sleeve slid out, white with gold lettering. Someone, her, had written 403 in lipstick. On top of it, a tie clip I didn't own. We both stared. She moved first, calm as a cat. She picked up the sleeve, tore it in half, then in quarters, then fed it to the fire. Cute prop, she said. You planted it? Are you hearing yourself? You want me to say I cheated so you can leave without being the bad guy, she said, voice sharpening. You've been itching for an exit since spring. That was new. You can't handle that I have interests beyond your orbit, so you're inventing lovers with initials like a high schooler playing hangman. I placed my phone on the table between us and hit play. Her church basement acoustics are murder, text tone chimed once, then the hotel hallway air whoosh, then her voice from behind 403's door, relax, it's nothing. Then the man, Len, close it. She listened, still as glass. Then she smiled, bright and brittle. Do you know how easy it is to fake audio? Deepfakes are everywhere. Wow. You think I deepfaked your cough? I think you're desperate. She leaned in, vicious soft. And desperation is ugly. I should have yelled. I should have broken something. Instead, I said, very evenly, I want the truth. One clean sentence. She tilted her head like she was choosing a flavor. Okay. She tapped the locket against the table, silver on wood. I like feeling wanted. You make me feel audited. Then she stood up. I'm taking a shower, she said, as if we'd been discussing weather. When I get out, either you've apologized for harassing me, or we're done. Water started in the bathroom. I sat beside a fireplace that didn't belong in summer, holding a smoking locket I didn't recognize, and realized she had no intention of telling the truth unless it benefited her. The confrontation hadn't cracked anything open, it just showed me how thick the armor was. I didn't sleep. The house smelled like lilacs and burnt dust from the July fireplace, like someone tried to perfume a lie. I sat on the rug with the locket in my palm and started a stupid little sanity log, in notes, timestamps, photos, what she said versus what was true. It felt petty. It also felt like air. At 12:18 a.m., she padded out of the bathroom in a towel, glanced at me like I was a lamp, and said, still pouting? I set up therapy for Friday at 2. Try not to hyperventilate before then. Then she took the locket off the table and wore it to bed. Shock slid into anger, but it wasn't the dramatic kind you see in movies. More like, static. Everything hummed. I wanted to scream, instead I stared at our ceiling fan and counted rotations. Around rotation 237, her phone lit up face down and buzzed. I don't touch other people's phones, but she'd spent the evening calling me controlling, so I let the preview hit my retinas on principle. A.K. bored, still wearing it? Same time next Tuesday. Hotel confirmed. She half opened an eye. Spam, she said. Bored spam. Then she flipped the phone on to do not disturb and rolled away. I lay there thinking about how the version of me in her head changes by the hour, paranoid, controlling, boring, abusive, clingy, forgetful, now hacker-in-chief. Grief hit in weird waves, like remembering a joke we used to share and then realizing it might have been stock material she gave to everyone. Sudden event number 1, 7:42 a.m. Bank alert, new charge, Riverfront Suites, day rate. I forwarded the alert to my email, sanity log, walked into the kitchen, and said, fraud text. Your card just got hit again. She didn't look up from her yogurt. I booked a room for the board's planning day. You like transparency or? You said you were done with hotels. She spoon-clicked the bowl. God, you're relentless. It's refundable. It says non-refundable. She smiled into the yogurt. Then good thing we can write it off. Sudden event number 2, I drove to the church basement she supposedly used. Locked. A sign on the door, closed for renovations until September. The caretaker, nice guy in paint-splattered coveralls, said, haven't had meetings for weeks. Whoever told you that is confused. I took a photo of the sign with him waving in the background like he was blessing my sanity. By the time I got home, my chest had settled into a weird calm. The kind you get after a car spin where you realize you're still alive but you have to climb out yourself. I printed the photos. I added them to a blue folder because TV taught me that proof belongs in blue folders. Lena was at the dining table answering emails, which looked a lot like scrolling. You went for a drive? She asked, faux casual. To the church, I said. She took a long sip of coffee. Ah. Pilgrimage to your delusions. They're closed. They're repainting, she said, unfazed. We met in their admin office upstairs. Again, do you want me to send you my bathroom schedule too, or? I talked to the caretaker. She didn't blink. He's new. He doesn't know the admin office schedule. If I call the board chair. Do not embarrass me. Her voice dropped to a blade. If you're going to keep this up, do it quietly. The neighbors here. Sudden event number 3, her tote, the one she never lets me touch, slid off the chair and spilled. I didn't move. She did. Too fast. A second phone skittered across the wood and tapped my shoe. Sleek, black, no case, screen with a passcode pad and a wallpaper of the river. She crouched, snatched it up, and said, "Work phone. Borrowed." Then, like I was a toddler, "We don't touch things that aren't ours." "What's the passcode?" I asked. She stood, smoothed her robe. "If you trusted me, you wouldn't need it. If you don't trust me, a code won't fix you." I laughed. It came out wrong. "You keep saying therapy. Are you actually going to show up Friday, or is that your new church basement?" "I'll be there," she said. "You need a professional to tell you you're spiraling." She tucked the second phone into the robe pocket and tied the belt tighter. "Also, I'm getting my hair done at 1, so I might be late. Don't make your issues my schedule." I went upstairs, shut the bedroom door, and let the anger finally crest. Not at her, even though, yes, absolutely at her, but also at myself. For missing the receipts in cookbooks. For explaining away the perfume at noon. For letting "you're weird" be a valid rebuttal to "something is wrong." I texted a therapist, not the couple's one she'd booked, one my friend recommended months ago when I said we were sniping too much. I called a lawyer a coworker used during his divorce, not because I'd decided, but because I needed information that wasn't shaped by her mouth. Sudden event number 4, unknown number FaceTimed me at 11:06 a.m. I answered because I hate being jumped by surprises now. Ceiling view. Male voice, "Len. You free to test if the AirPods case still?" "This is her husband," I said. Silence. Then a click. Then a text from the same number, no name, just digits, "Apologies, wrong contact." 10 seconds later, "Lena, from the hallway, who are you talking to?" Her eyes flicked to my phone screen, then narrowed to a slit. "You're calling my donors now?" Harassment. Great. "It was an incoming call," I said. "From your imagination," she said. Then, sweetly, "I'm going out. When I come back, you will be fun to be around, or I'll find somewhere that is." I took the blue folder and went to a friend's place for the afternoon because sitting in our living room felt like sitting in a staged set. In the quiet of his guest room, sadness finally elbowed past rage. I cried for the version of her I married, for the version of me I lost, for the regular Tuesday we didn't get. Acceptance didn't arrive like a sunrise. More like a dimmer switch inching forward. "This is happening, she won't stop lying because the lie is the point, you can't outlogic someone committed to fog." I wrote one sentence in the sanity log and circled it, "I can't make her choose honesty, but I can choose myself." Friday therapy. She arrived 22 minutes late with an iced coffee and sunglasses, told the therapist, "Sorry, traffic and my husband having a meltdown." July traffic was fine. I said nothing and set my blue folder on the table like a seatbelt. The therapist asked for goals. I said, truth and a plan. Lena said, to fix his control issues. When the therapist asked about hotels, Lena gave a TED talk on donor relations, and how some men don't understand nuance. She called my bank alerts economic abuse and my questions surveillance. I slid photos across, lobby clock, 403 ticket, caretaker sign, the locket with a K. She looked bored, then offended, then bored again. "I'm willing to work," I said. "But it requires no contact with a K, full transparency, passwords, calendars, locations, individual therapy for both of us, and no more day rate meetings. If there's more I don't know, say it now." She laughed, mean and musical. That's a parole list, not boundaries. I'm not living like your employee. To the therapist, she added, do you see the abuse? Sudden event number 1, her phone buzzed on the armrest before she could flip it. Preview lit the screen. Room extended till 5. Thinking of you. The room got very quiet. She scooped the phone, smiled without teeth, and said, spam. The therapist, gentle voice, steel core, said, Lena, without honesty there's no couple to treat. Lena stood. Then treat him, she said, and walked out. I didn't chase her. I booked a solo session for the next week and drove home in the kind of silence that sounds like a decision forming. Sudden event number 2, a Facebook message request from a stranger, Anna K. The profile photo was a family at a playground. Her first line, you don't know me. I'm A.K.'s wife. His iPad syncs. I'm sorry. It's been months. I thought it was over last spring. She attached a photo of the monogrammed blazer inside pocket. Same pale stitching. She wrote, I'm leaving him. Thought you should know you aren't crazy. I stared at the message until the screen timed out. At home, Lena's suitcase was missing. A note on the counter, staying at Sasha's to clear my head. Do not embarrass me by talking to neighbors. Water the ficus. We'll revisit therapy when you're calm. No signature. The locket was gone. I opened windows. The fireplace ash smelled like a performance we didn't need anymore. I took photos of everything, backed up my phone, copied the sanity log to the cloud, then called the lawyer I'd bookmarked. We talked assets, accounts, the lease, the stupid rug she loves. He said, don't change the locks. Do freeze joint cards. Document everything. Don't engage in fights. Get tested. So I did. Bank, clinic, a careful text to Lena, we're separated effective today. Future communication about logistics through counsel. Her response was instant, you're dramatic. You owe me for July utilities. Tell your lawyer to stop harassing mine. She didn't have one 12 minutes earlier. Then, if you talk to Anna, that's harassment. Then a photo of the ficus, drooping, this is what happens when you get obsessed. Sudden event number 3, Mrs. Nextdoor caught me taking out trash. Your wife is so gracious, she said, like always. I inhaled, exhaled, and said, she's going to be away for a while. And for the first time I didn't feel the need to defend Lena to anyone. I didn't feel the need to defend myself either. I moved a bag to my friend's spare room. That night, for the first time in weeks, I slept 4 hours straight. Not because it hurt less, but because decisions anesthetize the part of your brain that keeps arguing with reality. My plan, written, boring, life-saving. Asterisk lawyer handles contact, I stopped debating fog. Asterisk split finances cleanly, freeze the joint card, inventory the house. Asterisk therapy weekly, grief without the gaslight soundtrack. Asterisk reply to Anna K. once, thank you. I'm sorry. Then mute. Asterisk no contact with Lena except logistics/legal. Asterisk keep the lilacs. Let them wilt. Proof that time moves whether you're ready or not. I put the locket photos at the back of the folder and wrote the last line of the day in the sanity log, I can't negotiate with a lie. I can only step out of it. 2 weeks post-therapy, the house felt like a stage after the audience left, quiet, sticky with old applause. I kept the windows open. The lilacs browned and drooped, then finally let go. I let them fall where they wanted. Sudden event number 1, a certified letter, Lena's response, drafted by a lawyer she apparently conjured overnight. It accused me of emotional volatility, asked for temporary use of the marital residence, and suggested I reimburse her for professional wardrobe expenses related to philanthropy. My lawyer highlighted sentences, said posturing, and filed our side, separation, asset split, disclosure requests, a gentle line about no contact with K. It felt clinical, which, honestly, was relief. I didn't need poetry. I needed process. Sudden event number 2, neighborhood Facebook drama. Someone posted a photo of Lena passing muffins over our fence with the caption, "We stand gracious queens." 10 comments down, Lena wrote, "Hard week, send love." An hour later she posted a meme about surviving narcissists. Subtle as a siren. I drafted a response twice and deleted it twice. Then Mrs. Nextdoor DM'd me, "I saw Lena at Riverfront with a man last month. I didn't want to stir trouble. I'm sorry." I typed, "Thank you," and meant it. People will call her gracious because that's the costume. I'm done working wardrobe. Practical life reassembled itself in small rectangles, new debit card, therapy calendar invites, a lease application for a one-bedroom with light that doesn't make you feel judged. The ficus, neglected mascot of our stalemate, perked up after a real watering schedule. I took a petty photo and almost texted it to her, then didn't. Growth is mostly the things you don't do. Grief stayed, but it changed shape. Less like drowning, more like standing on a beach where the tide keeps bringing you stuff, a memory of a good weekend, a phrase she used to say that you now hear in someone else's mouth, the locket flash in a July fire. You pick them up, look, put them down. The ocean doesn't care either way. Lena tried a few last pivots. Asterisk, we're embarrassing each other. Let's pause legal. Translation, give me time to reset the narrative. Asterisk, K is suing you for harassment. He didn't. Asterisk, if you tell Anna anything, I'll file a restraining order. I hadn't told Anna anything except, I'm sorry. Asterisk, I forgive you. For what, she didn't say. My replies all looked the same, please direct communication through counsel. Boring, steady, blessedly uninteresting. When you stop feeding a fog machine, the room clears. On a Saturday morning that smelled like clean laundry instead of smoke, Anna K. messaged once more, leaving update, signed the lease for my own place. I dropped his monogrammed blazer at the thrift. She added, almost sheepish, if you want that locket back, I found it in his glove box. I told her to keep it or toss it, my face didn't need to live next to someone else's initials anymore. She sent a photo later of the locket half buried in a potted plant. Returning it to the earth, she wrote. I laughed for the first time in weeks. I didn't get a movie ending. No big speech on the porch, no dramatic confession. Just signatures, receipts, and a key that stopped being mine. Acceptance isn't fireworks, it's a checklist with a pulse. What I learned, and what I'd tell anyone who finds themselves reading this at 3 a.m., heart doing parkour. Asterisk, trust the pattern, not the excuse. One weird receipt is noise. A choir of receipts, hotel day rates, mystery tote bags, and July fireplaces is a pattern. Patterns are the plot, excuses are just dialogue. Asterisk, document quietly. Screenshots, dates, photos of lobby clocks, yes, you will feel ridiculous. You will thank yourself later when fog tries to argue with gravity. Asterisk, don't jade, justify, argue, defend, explain. You cannot logic someone out of a lie they live inside. Set your boundary, don't litigate your boundary. Asterisk, build your triangle, lawyer, therapist, friend. Not read it in place of those, read it in addition to those. The order can be any, but get all three. Asterisk, get your body checked. I hated making that appointment. I went anyway. Health is not an insult, it's an anchor. Asterisk, no contact is a gift to your nervous system. Logistics only, through counsel if you can. Every extra text is a thread that keeps you sewn to the old costume. Asterisk, prepare for the public version of them to be different from the private one. Neighbors will say, gracious. Let them. You're not the rumor control department. Asterisk, decide your line before the next sudden event. Mine was, if proof exists plus lies continue, I leave. Having that sentence ready saved me from getting dragged into the next fire she wanted me to light. Grieve the person you loved and the person you thought they were. Those are two funerals. Attend both. You don't need an apology to move on. Closure can be a blue folder and a locked door. Final reflection, neighbors called her gracious, I call her past tense. I'm not the guy whose wife cheated. I'm the guy who stopped lighting fireplaces in July to make the room feel honest. My house is smaller now, my calendar fuller, my breathing quieter. If you're where I was, you can't make them choose you or the truth. You can choose you, and that's enough for a beginning. Edit/advice TLDR, my wife, 33F, lied with confidence, cheated with a monogram, and tried to turn therapy into theater. I, 35M, gathered proof, set boundaries, filed, and stepped out of the fog. If your gut is yelling, listen. Write it down. Get help. Don't feed the fire.